Hello and welcome to Monday's Granada Reports. We are live with the latest across the northwest.
Hello, thanks for joining us on the programme this evening.
The nurse accused of killing and attempting to kill babies tells a court she tried to raise the alarm about conditions on the units.
500,000 Eurovision fans headed to Liverpool. We look at the boost for the city and its hard-working businesses.
It's been a source of immense pride for our local people, and of course it's been an opportunity, most importantly, for us to stand and show our support for Ukraine.
And there may have been a few rainbows around today, but showers will really be few and far between over the next few days. The weather is coming up in just a short while.
Do stay with us. First tonight, the nurse accused of murdering babies at the Countess of Chester Hospital has returned to the witness box, telling a court she tried to raise concerns about conditions at the hospital.
Lucy Letby was giving evidence about the deaths and collapse of babies over 12 months. She said she was worried about how one particular baby had been cared for and had raised it with senior nurses.
Our correspondent Mel Barham has been in court today. Mel.
Yeah, Gamal, well, this was the third day that Lucy Letby had been in the witness box. And today, as you say, we heard about the case of baby G, who the jury were reminded was the most premature of the babies on this indictment. A baby girl born at just 23 weeks, who Letby is alleged to have attempted to murder on 3 separate occasions. Now, Letby told the court that she'd been at the nurses' station with another colleague in the early hours of September the 7th, 2015, when they heard baby G's monitor alarm going off and a loud retching sound. Now, she told the jury they both immediately ran into the room to find baby G vomiting and struggling to breathe. She described them both being shocked by this. Letby said that she'd never seen projectile vomit like this before. She was asked, "Do you recall having any contact with this baby before this vomiting incident?" "No," she replied. Letby was baby G's designated nurse 2 weeks later when she's alleged to have made 2 more attempts on her life. Lucy Letby told the court that baby G had been behind a screen following numerous attempts by doctors to insert a cannula. Now, she said that she couldn't recall why she'd looked behind that screen, but she saw that baby G was alone, she was dusky blue and she wasn't breathing, and she immediately called for help. She told the jury that she'd been really concerned about this at the time. The baby shouldn't have been left on its own on a trolley like that. It shouldn't have been left unattended behind a screen or with the monitor turned off. And she said that she had raised concerns at the time, but another nursing colleague had been reluctant to actually raise an issue because this had involved a consultant, but she had been assured that the issue would be dealt with. Jurors were then shown messages between Letby and other colleagues where she described the unit as completely unsafe. Her defence barrister asked her, what was that referring to? And Letby replied, the staffing that was on the unit. We had so many babies, we were over capacity. She said a lot of staff were drained physically and emotionally. Lots of people were doing additional shifts and changing shifts at the last minute, and it did start to have an effect on everybody. Well, Lucy Letby denies murdering 7 babies and attempting to murder 10 others. She will continue giving evidence tomorrow.
OK, Mel, thank you.
More news now. A pregnant woman has died after a motorway crash near Bury, which also left her son and nephew fighting for their lives. She's been named as 38-year-old Frankie Jules Huff, who'd been critically injured. It happened on the M66 on Saturday. A man has appeared before magistrates in Manchester charged with causing death by dangerous driving and causing injury by dangerous driving.
The man who killed Olivia Pratt-Corbell at her home in Liverpool will not have his jail sentence increased. Thomas Catchman was jailed for life for shooting Olivia in Dovecot. There were a number of requests for the sentence to be made longer. The Solicitor General says the threshold for an unduly lenient sentence was not met.
Well, now the pictures of true friendship that have had everyone talking today. They show Oldham's Kevin Sinfield carrying his great friend Rob Burrow across the finishing line of a new marathon in Rob's name. The two used to play rugby league together. They're now helping to raise money for a new motor neurone disease centre. At the end, many of the crowd were in tears when Kevin lifted his friend into his arms to cross that finish line.
I didn't want him beating me, you see. If he'd gone over in the chair in front of me, he'd got a faster time, so it meant that we got the same time. He's inspired me so much, and he's inspired so many people across the UK and worldwide now.
Well, next tonight, Liverpool is being widely praised for the warmth and sense of fun it's brought to hosting Eurovision this year. And now the sequins have been swept away, this time to reflect on all what made it such a success.
I reckon they'll be finding those sequins for years to come. There were more than 500,000 visitors over the week, making it the biggest ever policing operation for the city, and there were only 3 arrests. Merseyside Police have thanked everyone who helped to make it such an unforgettable week. That includes visitors, people who live in the city, and those who worked flat out to make it happen.
Tonight, we look at its lasting legacy, but before that, let's take in some of the highlights as our entertainment correspondent, Caroline Whitmore, was backstage.
Well, we're here in the media centre, which is just next door to the M&S Bank Arena in Liverpool. There are 2,500 journalists from across Europe and, of course, Australia. They went mad for Finland's Cha-Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha-Cha-Cha-Cha! They also had a bit of a boogie to Israel's Unicorn. Unicorn! So what will their reaction be to May Muller for United Kingdom? Let's see. Well, the night began with all eyes on Liverpool and it ended with all eyes on Sweden.
We have a winner! Sweden! You have won!
One feeling that I have in my body, and it's taken over, it's just gratitude. I feel so thankful to all of you guys. I'm serious! We create something out of nothing. That's what we do. It's like a powerful tool. It can create movements. Look at John Lennon. Imagine all the people in the midst of a war, right? But it changed people.
Ukraine came in a respectable 6th place, but unfortunately the UK's May Muller found herself second to last on the leaderboard.
Singing Scouse songstress Sonia returned to Eurovision 30 years after she came runner-up to sing as part of the Liverpool Songbook.
Liverpool has proven they can throw one heck of a party and you'll never sing alone.
Yeah, so that's what was happening inside the arena and in the surrounding area. It was also party time for miles around too, with thousands enjoying the screening parties in the fan zones and beyond.
Victoria Grimes loves a party, so she managed 4 parties on Saturday.
That is ridiculous.
Impressive stuff. That might explain why she, like so many others, is sounding somewhat husky.
Poland to win! Spain!
It didn't matter who you were rooting for, this night was all about uniting for the biggest party Liverpool has ever seen. From 15,000 people gathered in the Eurovision village.
Are you having a good time?
To a Ukrainian watch party in Anfield.
This is opportunity to thank every single British people what they're doing for Ukraine. Thank you so much, British people.
St George's Hall has seen its share of historic events, but none like this Eurovision Pride Party.
What does Eurovision mean to the LGBTQ+ community in Liverpool?
I think it means everything. The show is about unity, it's about bringing people together. It doesn't matter who you are, what you are. It's just about a celebration of life.
And at the heart of everything, reminders of who we were doing it for. As their act took to the stage, Ukrainians here wanted to share the bright lights of Eurovision with those in darkness at home. No electricity, so no way to watch.
Where's my wife?
Where is she now?
Ukraine.
And your mum was crying. She was very emotional.
Yeah. It was because it was very emotional to see me right now in safety watching this great show. Right now, in this moment, when our group performs Russia bombing our cities. So it's really heartbreaking for us. I have no words.
But your family is safe.
It seems to be.
How would you describe this whole experience that you've had here in Liverpool?
Liverpool is a really welcoming city, and I really like your peoples. They just amazing. They just really with wide hearts. You see?
I saw it.
Yeah.
Another glamorous bash at the city's Hilton Hotel, some of the region's most well-known faces partied the night away.
Lucy Meacock, how did I know I would see you at one of these parties tonight? No one does a party like Liverpool does a party, so I had to be here.
We have done our city proud. It's all about love, music and happiness, but we must never ever forget Ukraine. You'll never walk alone behind me.
What a fantastic tribute. Absolutely amazing.
What would your dad have thought of the Eurovision being in Liverpool, do you think?
Well, it's something that me and Dad always watch together, mainly because he loved to comment. But he would be so proud of what the city has done.
Well, this has been the biggest party that Liverpool has ever seen. It's like Christmas, New Year, Mad Friday, all rolled into one. But tonight belongs to Sweden.
Liverpool still has been the best so far. So.
Been brilliant.
We've just had the best time. Thank you, Liverpool.
Yeah, thank you, Liverpool.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did I just see
everything.
Lucy Meacock busting some moves on the dance floor?
I deny everything. I don't remember an awful lot about it, to be honest. OK, a lot of sore feet, a lot of sore heads, probably. A lot of people have been working very hard on the clear-up, so let's get the latest by crossing live now to the Pierhead, where we can join our correspondent Rob Smith. Rob, you were chatting to businesses before the contest. What have they been saying about the weekend?
They can't quite believe just how many people came here for the contest, how many were filling the Eurovision fan village still being taken apart on the Pierhead tonight, filling the arena, filling hotel rooms across the city. 5 times as many visitors as expected, 500,000 people in the end, and Eurovision revealing their official hashtag, revealing today that it was viewed 3.8 billion times on just one social media platform alone. So it's shown the world just what Liverpool is like as a place to visit. The city's tourist attractions, places to stay, bars, restaurants, all predicted to benefit to the tune of an extra £250 million by 2026. One leading restaurant owner telling me today that for those kind of firms hit hard by the pandemic, the ongoing cost of living crisis, that's a really big deal.
Eurovision coming to Liverpool this year was an absolute godsend. You know, I think there was a lot of businesses in the build-up to this that had that not been coming to the city and the region, were probably ready to say, I've had enough, I'm going to hang up my clogs or close the door and give the keys back to the landlord. But what it did was it gave us a huge opportunity.
And it's not just about attracting businesses. City officials, those in charge of the arena, say this will attract more world-class events and world-class businesses too.
What a phenomenal event it has been, and what a fabulous week it's been here in Liverpool. I am so proud, not just of my team, but for the whole of the city and everybody else that's been involved in delivering this. It's been a fabulous global event. It's been a source of immense pride for our local people, and of course it's been an opportunity, most importantly, for us to stand and show our support for Ukraine. So I do hope that we've done them proud.
Yeah, that support for Ukraine felt so deeply by so many people here across Europe and beyond. Fans flying home from Liverpool Airport today had nothing but good words for the city.
We had tickets for the final rehearsals, so we got to see all the acts, and it was a lot of fun. It was really good. It was, and Liverpool did such a good job.
Yep.
It was really well produced. Just congratulations, Liverpool.
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. We had a ball. Liverpool definitely put on a great show, and yeah, well done.
Liverpool's just the best city to host. I think they should host it every year.
Don't think that's going to happen. This has been a global advert, the like of which you just can't really get any other way. Many a marketing expert will tell you even the Olympics doesn't showcase culturally a city like Eurovision does. Safe to say there'll be many people right across the planet tonight booking trips to come here who wouldn't have done so otherwise.
Rob, thanks so much. I love that. Yes, let's host Eurovision in Liverpool every year. Let's start the campaign now. We've got some of your feedback coming up later in the programme too.
Sport now is a title race over. Here's Chris.
Yeah, pretty much, yes. Arsenal say they've given up hope of catching Manchester City, who are now just one win away from lifting the Premier League trophy for the 5th time in 6 years. They moved 4 points clear at the top, thanks to Arsenal's defeat to Brighton and this 3-0 win at Goodison Park. The result was another blow to Everton, who sit just 1 point above the relegation zone with 2 games left.
Well, it's a dream come true being here, honestly. I know at the end we don't get maybe the trophies that people say, they're a not good team, a failure team, or disaster team, but it's a dream come true being here. Only team in Europe to fighting for the whole competitions. After we come from, for the previous seasons, is an extraordinary achievement. What we are doing, hopefully we can finish well.
In the race for Champions League spots, Manchester United bounced back from 2 straight defeats to beat Wolves 2-0. That puts them 4 points clear of Liverpool, who face Leicester tonight, looking for their 7th straight win.
It's not that I'm thinking, oh my God, we couldn't have played better. No, not at all. But the signs I saw are really promising, and I'm happy with that. And then another 4 games, and then break, and then proper pre-season. We will be stronger.
There's still all to play for in the Football League playoffs this week, as 3 of our clubs are just 90 minutes from Wembley. Bolton are still hopeful of reaching the League One playoff final after their 1-1 draw with Barnsley in the first leg of their semi, while Salford City take a 1-0 advantage to Edgeley Park this week after managing to overcome Stockport in their home leg. Hoping for a quick return to League Two are Rochdale, who've appointed their new boss. Jimmy McNulty was interim manager as Dale were relegated from the Football League for the first time in their history last month. Now he's been given the reins permanently, but he's well aware of the size of the task in the National League next season.
It's massive. First time outside the Football League, first time into the unknown, off the back of a couple of relegations, as I say. Budget will be the lowest it's been for a long time. Of course, there's implications for going down a division. Everyone keeps telling me I'm mad. You shouldn't be doing this as your first one, but I still can't help but get excited. I still can't help but be positive.
There was heartbreak at Wembley for Manchester United, but their FA Cup final defeat also brought a world record to be proud of. United fans were hoping to see their women's team lift their first ever major trophy, but Sam Kerr scored the only goal of the game as Chelsea retained the trophy with a 1-0 win. United must now refocus on beating Chelsea to the Super League title. More than 77,000 fans were inside Wembley, a world record for a domestic women's match.
Yeah, unbelievable. I've been a United player for 5 years now. Started when there was no women's team. We had that little crowd that followed us up and down the country. I hope we've made them proud. They've been a massive part of our journey, and yeah, we can't thank them enough.
We feel really, really lucky. All of the travelling fans supporting us, we really felt that, and we're just really gutted that we weren't able to, give them what they deserve. There's still lots to play for, obviously, in the league. We've got 2 matches, and we'll take a day to be disappointed, and then we'll have to get back up and head on.
In Rugby League, St Helens captain James Roby has broken the club's all-time appearance record. He was given a guard of honour by the players and a stirring reception from the fans as he surpassed club legend Kel Coslett by making his 532nd appearance for the Saints. Head coach Paul Wellens described him as Super League's greatest ever player, and Roby helped inspire his team to a comeback win, beating Salford by 26 points to 12. Finally, to a bit of rugby union history for Sale Sharks. They're into the first Premiership final of theirs in 17 years. The last time they were in it, they beat Leicester Tigers to lift the trophy for the first time in their history. So it was fitting that they clinched their return to Twickenham by beating Leicester in the playoff semi-final. They won by 21 points to 13 in front of an ecstatic crowd at the AJ Bell Stadium.
When we arrived on the bus and the welcome we got from these fans, incredible. And part of our, reason why, I suppose, is to make the people proud up here and want them to watch rugby, inspire the young kids to play rugby, and you can see the young kids today with the smiles on their faces. That's what it's about.
Yeah, well done, Sale. That final at the end of next week.
Thanks, Chris. Well, next up, the People's Project. So for the next 2 weeks, you have the chance to help decide where thousands of pounds of national lottery funding is spent.
Each night this week, we'll show you a project in the Granada region that's doing great work bringing people together. The People's Project is a partnership between ITV and the National Lottery Community Fund. And tonight, we hear from Advantage Able Raiders. We'll tell you how to vote after this film. But first, Rachel Pritchard reports.
At Advantage Barrow Raiders, there's non-stop action and fun.
We provide sports and health and wellbeing activities for adults with a learning disability throughout Barrow and the Furness area. We have an enormous uptake in our sessions, sometimes reaching over 100 people each week. We started off with a rugby background and providing rugby league. But from that, it's grown, and we do every activity that anybody wants to participate in. We adapt sports to suit all different abilities. We also have a learning disability team, our Able Raiders rugby league team, that practice each week and play against other teams throughout the north of the country. And the highlight of everybody's year is playing in front of 30,000 people at the Rugby League Magic Weekend in Newcastle at St James's Park.
Nicole is part of the rugby team and says coming to these sports sessions has helped her so much. She now volunteers with the coaching team at a local school.
It's good for you and your artists and music. It's good exercise for you.
It's giving people the opportunities that they never had before. There wasn't a learning disability rugby team, and actually it's not just a physical element, it supports people's well-being.
If we were successful, we'd use the money to be able to continue with these activities and to provide the coaching team to continue to staff these sessions. Also, it would enable us to participate in the festivals again this year and to buy a kit for the team to wear with pride. Some people that we work with were socially isolated. They didn't leave the house during COVID and after COVID. And so this is an avenue for them to come out in a safe environment, make and maintain new friendships and have fun, and at the same time getting a little bit fitter, we hope.
I love coming to Barrow Raiders and I like doing all the activities. It made me really happy. And being with everybody, like my friends and staff, and just being here.
The three projects with the most votes will receive a grant of up to £70,000. The runners-up will be awarded up to £10,000. To vote, go to itv.com/The People's Project.
Voting closes at 12 noon on Friday, the 26th of May. You can only vote once per region, and you'll need an email address or mobile phone number to vote. Terms and conditions and privacy notice can be found on the website. OK, Joe's got the weather.
Mum, wet wipes, toilet or bin?
Bin. Why?
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello, a very good evening to you. Some decent bright sunny spells across the northwest today. There have been a few showers around and that risk remains again tomorrow, but high pressure is building in as we go through this week, so lots of settled weather ahead and temperatures getting a bit of a boost in the run up to the weekend. This is the high pressure that's going to just move across the country over the next few days. The rest of the week seeing settled conditions, some sunshine to look forward to, and certainly warmer air feeding in across our part of the world, so up to high teens by Thursday and Friday. Back to this evening, not a bad end to the day, just 1 or 2 showers feeding through, but for the most part tonight will be dry with long clear periods, a gentle breeze and perhaps in sheltered parts of Lancashire, Cumbria, even a touch of grass frost before tomorrow morning. One thing's for certain for all of us, it's a dry start to Tuesday. On to tomorrow, and the sun is up at 5:08. It will set tomorrow evening at 7 minutes past 9. A beautiful start to the day for many places, much like this morning, a fresh note to the air with sunshine around. Just 1 or 2 showers creeping through on that northwesterly airflow, but lots of dry weather around tomorrow. And cloud will bubble up from time to time, but bright spells to be enjoyed during the afternoon. Just cater for a few showers across perhaps the Lakeland Fells and the Pennines. Temperature-wise, 15 or 16 Celsius. It's still on the fresh side, but those temperatures will be picking up as we go through this week. On Wednesday, rather cloudy skies, but it's dry. And Thursday and Friday giving more sunshine, certainly for the northwest of England and the Isle of Man. Just note those temperatures as well, picking up as we go through the week to the high teens by Thursday and Friday. That's your weather. Here's the pollen forecast.
Cleaned up well.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello, summer. Piri sponsors ITV Pollen Count.
We're still predominantly in tree pollen season, although a few early flowering grasses and fungal spores are affecting hay fever sufferers. Through the next few days here in the northwest, levels will be moderate. Bye-bye.
Joe, some of your thoughts on the week Eurovision came to the northwest.
Sheila Callaghan said she'd never seen so many people with smiles on their faces in one place.
Great picture. Jim Dorrington, like so many in hospitality, has been working his socks off. He says, I've absolutely loved how Liverpool has hosted Eurovision.
Matt Baker from Chester said Liverpool and Eurovision were a marriage made in heaven.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for all of those. Well done to everyone who has worked so very hard to make it such a success. It was about so much more than who won on the night.
As Pauline Thomas tweeted us, everyone singing You'll Never Walk Alone made the hairs on my arms stand on end. It summed up the whole thing.
Yeah, you weren't alone. Overall, Liverpool was the standout winner, with thousands of people determined to show kindness and support for Ukraine. Good night.
Bye-bye.